Yo, what up? What's going on? This is Romey-Mak. Welcome back to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. I'm your esteemed host of the most, Romey-Mak. As I said before, this week's show is going to feature none other than Sugar Booger and the Deacon Balls here, going through, like I said, still dealing with like mental health and just trying to get life together. And it's kind of fucked up when you like are used to a certain lifestyle and like, you know, financially, and then you get hit with like how you gonna make ends meet, and it just really fucks with your mentality, especially as a man. You know, it's nothing against the ladies, but like especially as a man, like having to be a provider, a reality check, and you just don't know this idea that, you know, we have to have things in check. You know, life does hit us all in different ways. But me personally, as a man, I'm trying to figure all this shit out right now, and hopefully I can get it. I will get it together. I'm getting things back in focus, trying to get your life in order, and ultimately finding your purpose. And remember to keep your purpose before anything else, because God gave us a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to stick with that and continuously move forward. Once you got things in purpose, everything will align itself as it should be in your life. So, without further ado, bringing forth Deacon Balls and Sugar Booger. Yo, what up?
Hey, what's up?
Deacon will be joining us shortly. He got some parental matters to handle, because, you know, we are real people and we do deal with real things. So this is what we're doing. So with that being said, you know, me and Sugar gonna handle everything until then. So we'll go right into what's popping and pop. All right, so LeBron James and the China backlash. So LeBron came out after the GM. I'll give everybody the backstory for those who don't know about this. All right, so the GM of the Houston Rockets, you know, they're over in China. They were over in China at the time, you know, promoting the brand event of the NBA, and they play basketball over there. So the GM for Houston had decided that he was going to send a tweet out in support of the people of Hong Kong, because, you know, they're dealing with protests right now as they're trying to take away their rights, because, you know, they're very communist, you know, it's communist over there, and they want to have it to where, you know, they get a democracy. So basically the GM was just standing with the people, and he's like, you know, what are the exact words he said? Basically, like, we stand. I think it was like we stand with you, or something, like I stand with you, or something like that.
So the GM posted that we stand with China, and I guess LeBron made a comment saying that he didn't know anything about the situation along those lines. Pretty much telling the GM that I guess he shouldn't have said that, tweeted what he did.
Yeah, well, the GM, so the GM stood with people of Hong Kong as they're trying to fight for their rights. And then what's getting LeBron James in hot water with the press and media and everybody that doesn't agree with what he said, and for those of you that like to troll and do shit to celebrities that you wouldn't dare say to their fucking face, because you're cowards. But what he said, what LeBron said in the press is just that, you know, I think he was misinformed and misspoke on the subject. So what that looks like is that LeBron is in support of how China's running things in the government, because it'll mess up the money for the NBA.
Yes, exactly.
Well, which is indeed exactly what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Definitely what it looks like. And
then they have to apologize to NBA.
Hey, hold up. Hey, D, introduce yourself to your audience, man. Welcome.
Yeah,
God
if they
damn it,
don't know
welcome.
me by now, they ain't gonna never know me like this long.
The Deacon has arrived, fresh from the pulpit. What's happening, man? Yeah.
I'm out here trying to get my pastor, whatever that nigga name on.
Man, don't talk about that pussy eating pastor, man.
Oh, here's what LeBron said. He was like, this is coming from the USA Today. It says, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative things that come with it too. And I also don't think every issue should be everybody's problem.
Yeah. Well, what James said on Monday, to kind of clear up what he said the first time about how he felt that it was misinformed and he misspoke, and that's what people got in his ass for. But it's almost like, oh, you're just about your money. So democracy ends on the state line, and then like if somebody outside the country tries to get the same thing, then it's a problem. But like what he said in this quote is like, when I speak about something I'm very knowledgeable about, something I'm very passionate about. I feel like with this particular situation, it was something not only I was not informed enough about, I just felt like it was something that not myself or my teammates or my organization had enough information to even talk about at the point in time, and we still feel the same way. Okay.
LeBron fans
It's tap dancing. Yeah, for what I mean, I actually heard the audio through the Brilliant Idiots podcast. With Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz, the most recent episode, and it had and they showed, they played the audio of it, and from what I got from it, it just looked like he was backpedaling. And I think that was probably something his agent probably told him to do, or whoever told kind of like the backpedal, and just kind of like, can we just redirect the focus on something else, like something that's going on within the States versus what's going on in China. It just looks it looks suspect. It could possibly be suspect. But what I'm saying is that, like, what they're getting on LeBron about is like that I spoke earlier with us before recording, was that the injustice, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere tweet that LeBron put out, except for when it has to deal with Chinese government, that's pretty much how these people are being very passive aggressive about these comments.
The NBA had apologized anyway because a lot of their money is
but Adam Silver. But to be clear, Adam Silver did not apologize for what was said. I believe he apologized for the impact. I don't think he apologized for what was said. That's what I remember seeing a headline with that. So I mean, it's just funny because like I was telling you guys earlier, I had a conversation with my coworker, and it's funny how like LeBron feels about this this statement, and how the GM should have just basically hadn't said anything or not spoken, spoken up about it. I mean, there's freedom of speech and there's consequences that come with that freedom. But like it goes back to like when Megyn Kelly told LeBron that he should just shut up and dribble. So it's almost like LeBron was saying that if he was misinformed, misspoke, he's saying shut up and just GM. But he does know about the incident that's going on over in China, and I believe that's why he did tweet what he tweeted. This guy, a little backstory on the GM of the Rockets. I don't know his name, but I do know that I think he's an MIT graduate. Just like educational stuff. So I mean, he's pretty. I think he's pretty informed on the subject matter. But it's just like, what do you do? Are you to not speak on something you feel is like an injustice, or do you just let things go as they have been? You know what I'm saying? Because like, what if we did that about the shit that's going on, like with Black Lives Matter or anything? You know what I'm saying? Cops pulling up unarmed motorists, any injustice that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us to sit there and not say anything, you gotta stand up for something.
You do.
The whole thing is, man, like, why America always trying to tell other people to do shit, and they do the complete opposite themselves.
Yep.
This ain't no fucking democratic place, because we know that as a fact. We know it.
They run shit. They are
only there for a select few.
Yeah, they're communists over there, and they run. That's how they run. They run shit. I mean, if the people over there want to fight, I mean, because again, there was a point in time where we didn't have, us as black folks still don't have all our rights, but like collectively, the white Europeans that came over here, that left Great Britain and came with slaves, they wanted to fight for freedom from the British, and that's basically what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to fight for their freedom. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of money tied up in that shit, but, right is right, wrong is wrong, man. And I don't think that this should make LeBron out this bad. I don't think LeBron is made out to be this bad person when he clearly has done shit. As they say, like, you can do 9 things, you can do 9 things for people and they remember the one thing that you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And then it just like that shatters your character. No. LeBron he said some shit, he said some suspect shit, but I don't think you should write him off because of that. To like to discredit anything else he's done before. That's what the fucking media today tries to do to people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You literally can come up with the cure for AIDS. You can come up with the cure for humanity and how to stop police violence. And they find out that you had a stripper in your fucking room, and all of a sudden you're the worst person ever. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are real. These people are gonna make mistakes. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to call it but I don't see what the GM did as a mistake, personally. Financially, he cost the NBA about $1 billion. So I'll say that because of China's money, you know, like, and their like the affiliations of which they had. So I guess from a business standpoint, for his job, yes, he made a mistake, but there was a lot of money costed when people took stands, like Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Kaepernick lost out on a lot of money taking the stance that he did. But what's the bigger cause? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is still a good cat to me, and I'm gonna leave it like that. Deke, you got anything you wanna leave on that? Suge, what's happening?
No, I don't have anything. This is on that one.
I just don't like the way they we always fucking going to bat for other people, and we got cases of motherfuckers walking their house, niggas getting away with it and shit.
Yep.
Motherfuckers in their backyard barbecuing, they get killed, but we care about democracy and all this justice and all this bullshit. We can't use the judicial system or anything else correctly.
It ain't for us. So like,
cool with me.
Justice is Is it justice for us though?
But we gotta worry. What we worried about?
That's what I'm saying. So like you putting this all on like LeBron. Like LeBron, like I said, LeBron. The reason why LeBron gonna have to take this shit is because he has put himself in a position as being a social justice warrior. But ultimately,
damn tweet out.
Yeah, ultimately. But if when it comes down to it, to me, LeBron is a fucking entertainer. That's it. He played basketball very well and get paid for it. Now, granted, they do other things. You know what I'm saying? It's not, but to me, I'm not saying he's just an entertainer.
Why is a basketball player getting more push on what's going on than your own fucking president?
Thank you. That shit right there. That's what I'm saying.
Foreign administrator.
Easier target.
People in America can be easily blinded by dumb shit.
Yep. Shit like that. That's what I guess that's really what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I guess I'll take it back then. I take it back. I stand by my statement. LeBron is just an entertainer. From the basic principle, we know LeBron for playing basketball. If LeBron was doing all these things socially, like injustice, we wouldn't know about the shit unless he played basketball. That's the best way. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So now you're gonna put this whole situation based off of something that he said that was alarming. It was alarming what LeBron said, but he doesn't deserve the full backlash. Like, and the Chinese people, you know, they saying fuck. They said that, I think they said fuck LeBron or something in a chant or something like that. I was reading the article, which is funny to me, but I don't think that's fair to give him all of that, because you're not asking every NBA player. Did you ask J.R. Smith how he felt about the shit in China? Did you ask what's the nigga Christopher Porzingis? Did you ask him? Exactly.
You know what he should learn? Should learn from Marshawn Lynch. Keep your fucking mouth shut.
I'm just here so I don't get fired.
He said that shit. Every time he did an interview. Y'all turn my words around and do however you want with them.
Yep, exactly. So now they burning jerseys. They're burning LeBron jerseys overseas and shit. Nigga, you already paid for them. That don't make that does just not make sense to me. I guess that means something. Maybe that means something in other countries. Like when America does it, because we got the same nigga that burned LeBron jersey the first time when he left Cleveland, trying to hold his shit together, or trying to get one on eBay when the nigga came back to the city. What up, man? Yeah. But we touched on that. Anyway, so some other stuff popping and pop is this boxer Patrick Day, 27 years old, man. It was in the ring. He got hit, sustained some pretty strong hits to the head, and he died. He died over. I think it was over the weekend. And so I want to say, should athletes be charged with like a crime if they, you know, like let's say somebody gets
it's a sport
tackled.
like that, though.
Yeah.
Because you sign, they do notice. I think when you do that, just waivers and everything else, man. Nah, that's he dead. That's it.
Right. So like with like
against it, man. Don't you get something?
There are risks that people are taking, and they know these risks.
like tackle.
If a cop get killed in duty, does somebody say anything about it? Fuck no. That's his service. He's doing the service of entertaining people in a deadly sport. That's just what it is, man.
I mean, like,
And
so,
there's been
like, we do football,
a lot of boxers dying lately, man.
yeah, it was. It was the, I think it was a Mexican boxer that died over the summer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he fought on Friday, and then I think he died that, Saturday at the hospital, man, for the same shit, sustaining injuries.
They don't.
Oh, you cool. So it's like me, I just wonder because you got these athletes, these past athletes that got like they're putting these cases against like the NFL for injuries and like the things that they sustained through there. Are you charging the NFL with a crime? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so would they charge other players? You know what I'm saying? Like if Lawrence Taylor had killed what the fuck is that quarterback? It was Joe Theismann. Yeah, Joe Theismann. He broke his, he snapped that motherfucker's leg. But like, let's say he tackled him and he died right there at the spot. Should anything happen to Lawrence Taylor?
No, it's not like he tried to. He didn't try to kill him.
But but hold on, because we did have that situation back in what was New Orleans with Greg Williams, who basically had hits put out on like players. He was telling players that if you go out and you knock this dude out, you'll get so many amount of money. So let's just say they went out, did that. This person is paralyzed or dead. Then how do you handle that situation?
Then that person needs to.
Dude, that's like wrestling, man. That's what they do. They pay you extra money in UFC for knocking a motherfucker out cold. The fight of the night, the knockout of the night, they pay them for money like that.
Yeah.
When you look at it, you get paid for the more sacks. That's how the NFL and basketball, you get paid for more sacks.
Yeah.
If you're on defense, you basically get paid to hurt people.
Well, I mean, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. So I just say, like, what happens when death becomes, like, let's say we start getting more cases like how boxing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, they're taking hits to the head. Let's say quarterbacks will start getting, they got things in place where they do protect the quarterback. But let's just say like a running back or a wide receiver is getting their head knocked off.
Dude,
and then
there's no reason to cry over this shit. Because people watch it for the violence.
Yeah.
So if you whining over the situation now, don't fucking watch the sport. Leave it at that. They doing it. They did this shit in the gladiatorial days. You watch it because you want to see gladiators beat themselves to a pulp. That's why you watch it. People know what they get themselves into when they do this.
There's people that abuse somebody when they, fighting or whatever. And there's people that are probably trying to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the name said he wanted to kill somebody?
Oh, which athlete?
The boxer.
Oh, you talking about Tyson?
No.
Oh, you talking about to this day. To this day.
Hell yeah.
What is that motherfucker? Deontay Wilder. Yeah, Deontay
Wilder.
Yeah. To this day, he tried to kill a motherfucker. I don't know, let's just say they do. So they sign waivers that prevent them from basically going to jail for killing a nigga in the ring. All right. Moving on to our last topic again, what's popping and pop. So Jane the Virgin star Gina Rodriguez she had posted on Instagram a video of her singing Not Killing Me Softly, but what is it, Ready or Not by the Fugees. And Lauryn Hill has a part where she uses the term nigga, and there's backlash now, and she's had to come out and apologize for the fact that she was saying nigga in the song. In song. Let's be clear. It's in song. It's not, they got a comedy sketch of her saying nigga too, and it's a comedy sketch. I'll say that. And, so
there was a white comedian that said the N-word that me and Jeff saw back in Las Vegas. Who was that, Jeff? Not Carrot Top. Well, we didn't see Carrot Top. What was the other one?
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore said it.
Oh,
the consequence that shit.
We went to a comedy show in Vegas, that he said the N-word.
I guess the question begs, who can say the N-word in song is the question. Niggas only.
I don't know. She just sang the song.
Alright, this is the thing, Suge, about this. My stance on it, my stance alone, this is me. You can at me if you want to. We can talk about it. If you want to be passive aggressive about how the fuck I feel about the situation, fuck you. How about this? That shit don't bother me. That shit don't bother me that she said the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Like, if technically, yeah, she's she's Latina or whatever. So, I mean, if we're going by these rules made up about who can say it and not say it, I mean, more so that's not the Latino people. I don't believe. I mean, I could be misspeaking or miseducated about the whole history of it all, but I don't recall like any Latino slave master. You know what I'm saying? So it's just white slave masters. So I can understand a little bit more of a white person saying the N-word or even in song being offended than that of, you know what I'm saying, the Latin community. That's just my take on it. Some people do feel that, you know, only blacks should be saying the N-word as like a right that we have for being black. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I've grown up. I grew up with a guy who was white in our neighborhood. He used the term nigga. Nothing happened to him. We were his nigga representatives. So I mean, it was cool. I guess cool enough to where he would say nigga around us, like when we would play ball and shit like that, and that would be it. I'm sure when he went out in public to black folks that he didn't know, he would not use the term nigga like that, because that's just like an unwritten rule that you have. Now, Gina Rodriguez was not doing it maliciously. Now, we have these videos that come out like on Snapchat where they have like these white fraternities and sororities saying shit, being like smiling with a happy face, like nigger, not it is a big fucking difference. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not advocating for those who are not a part of our community to just go out freely saying the term nigga, because around the right people or the wrong people, however you look at it, it will cost you. It will cost you. But best believe that shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, it was in song. You know, like, again, let's get down to like the meat and potatoes of it. She said the shit in song. You know what I'm saying? We make songs, we want the whole world to sing. The whole world is going to sing it. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like they did in White Chicks, where they had, 50 Cent and Biggie's joint, Realest Nigga comes on, and then like, you know what I'm saying, they pause, it's like, we can't say that. Like, it's in the song, and it's like nobody's around or whatever. So we are fools as black people if we believe that people outside of our community do not use this term that has been made public. You know what I'm saying? You got people doing fucking fire extinguisher challenges because somebody else did it.
They should be smart enough not to do that shit like she did it. If you should know by now if you're not black, if you can say it or not. Most people should know. Especially if you're a celebrity and you're not black, you don't get in trouble for it anyway. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, like that shit. I guess that's like, for me, I guess that shit don't like. I feel like there's bigger shit to worry about in my life than worrying about this Latina actress singing a fucking song, a fucking Fuji song with the term nigga in it, and doing a comedy sketch using the term nigga. So I think we should all go after the Latina girl in Fast and the Furious who yelled at Ja Rule, a black man, and said, "What's wrong with you, nigga? You didn't win." You know what I'm saying? She said that shit. That's a Latina. There was no backlash then. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe says nigga all the time in song. And
yeah, he do.
And now all of a sudden, like no one said anything before, but now that the conversation came up, and they said, and Fat Joe said that all Latinos are black, that now they're giving him shit about saying the term nigga. They did the same shit with Cardi B. You know what I mean? Like, who do you? But the question is, do you really care? What are you gonna do about it? What are you going to do about the fact that these motherfuckers is using the term nigga? Like, the only thing you can do is worry about what's happening within your community when that shit happens. If a motherfucker says some shit that you don't like, then you know, obviously you check them on it. You let them know, yo, I didn't appreciate you saying that around me. You know what I mean? And then they come with the backlash. Like I say, Jeff, if I'm sure, like again, one of the white guys you guys might know out there, you know what I'm saying? He says the term nigga playfully. How would you address it? Yeah, so like, let's just say a white cat out there, you know what I'm saying, you might know from school, when you're young cats, he comes and says he thinks everything cool with you, and he just playfully says, like, nigga. How do you handle it?
He getting shit early.
Was it?
Nigga, first of all, I don't fucking know you, Slim.
I just had a conversation with someone the other day about something similar to this, you know, being in the military. Some people will say it. From what I was told was that there were some individuals that I worked with that was saying it. What's crazy is they wouldn't say it in front of none of us black people. They was only saying the N-word around their white friends.
Well, because they're very aware. They're very aware, and they didn't want to offend. They didn't want to offend anybody. You know what I'm saying?
No, they ain't supposed to be saying it.
But I guess the question is why? Why do you feel the need to say it?
Right.
And
they were just saying it in regular conversation.
Yeah, so the next question is, why do we feel the need to say it?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know why I say it.
Well, Jeff, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I grew up saying it, and I've heard Jeff go, nigga.
We said that shit at least 30 times a day.
That's nigga.
That's just like, I said it before, that's the same thing, like, Italians call each other, like, goop and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, the guap or guaps and all this shit. Yeah. That's a word that they use, sorry for saying it, but that's what they use.
Right?
Is
it offensive? But like, so let me ask you.
They got their own words that they use, and if you use them, they will fuck you up for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that offensive?
Why is it okay for us not to use their words, but they can use ours?
When I was growing up, my parents did not allow that word in the house. It was not allowed. I don't even say it around my dad. My mom maybe, but my dad,
when I was growing up, I was really cautious about. Obviously, I wasn't very open about my cursing, especially mama loser shit.
They ain't even curse the word in my house. Hey, still.
My dad's side of the family, they don't say that. They don't talk like that. They don't say the N-word and all that. You know, they don't. But my mom's side, it's heavily used. But yeah, I grew up not allowed to say that word because it was like the curse word.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, again, like, because for those who do question why we use the term, and like we took a term that was used to degrade, like, to degrade our people. We took it and made it powerful, and it was made powerful by our people. You know what I'm saying? So just to be clear. You know what I mean? Like, this thing is something that we made. We took it. It's like how they gave us what was considered soul food, which is scraps. Because that's what we do. We know how to take scraps and turn that shit into something amazing. And then people try to steal that, that culture. All of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
The thing for me is, man, I know, like, Italians, or like people, Irish people, they got their own words. Yeah. They use between each other, even Hawaiians. And we are not allowed to say it. But they supposed to be allowed to say the N-word whenever they want. And they call each other that, and there's no aggressive term behind it when they say it.
I want to talk about this shit then. And spin off of this, and then we'll close this shit out. Now, a couple weeks ago during the WNBA playoffs that were televised, even if you don't know about it. But like the GM after a game of the Washington Mystiques had used the N-word, I believe, in the locker room, and it was televised or somehow it got to the press, and they fired her. A black woman, they fired her for using the term nigger. in this like in I guess in heated contests or whatever you want to call it. So it's like, well, from the surface, I guess from a judgmental standpoint, I guess you don't really get to play the race thing. Like, oh, she's black, they shouldn't fine her. But in our community, it's like, yeah, she black. Why the fuck is she being fined for saying the term niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that was fine. When I saw that case, I was like, so they're firing her because she used the term nigga? All right, you know. But yeah, if it was a white person and they said nigga to their players, yeah, definitely I can see the firing, and I also could see like to the outside the black community, that seems like hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just understanding like the root of it. So it's like saying like if it's bad, it's bad. Like if the word is bad, it's just bad. I guess that's probably the best way to put that. But I thoughts on that shit. I don't know if you even knew about that story, but like yeah, think about that.
I could be wrong, but she got fired for saying nigga. If it was a white person, would they fire that person for saying nigga, or would they just get fired?
That's enough.
They using her as an example and saying, hey, we're not going to tolerate this to the NBA, period. We don't care who you are. You say this, we're going to fire you. Because we see
that's a brilliant point. To
14 owners and whatnot, and they say the N-word, and they get away with it. I'm for her. Well, any person that said it should, if she get fired for it, everyone else should have said it.
So if I can bring the deacon to the pulpit at this point in time and give his stance on this. Yeah, yo, just about the whole thing with that lady, the black GM of you know what I'm saying, the Washington Mystiques, stated that she used the N-word in the locker room. I think it was after a loss.
You know how the situation is. How people feel if they can't say it, or anybody feel they can't say it, then you should be able to say it. That's the way it is. Not the first person this has happened before. So when he said it on TV, he felt bad. You know what I'm saying? You know by now they feel if they can't say it, you don't supposed to say it. They will fire you for saying it. So
yeah, all right, cool. All right,
unless you're rapping and getting them some money on the beat, then you might want to leave it alone.
Yeah. All right. So Suge, it's moving on to you, man. It's in game.
Battle for Apex Legend, Fortnite. So I guess that's a big thing, but because it's ridiculous,
right?
And it's hard as hell, and they know they wrong for this. Oh yeah, Borderlands came out a while back, but
Borderlands 3, yeah. Also, you can download. I learned from my big bro this week. If you're a fan of baseball like me, if you got that PS Plus, you can download that MLB The Show 19 for free right now. And what's the other?
Last of Us,
yeah.
Definitive Edition or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about all that shit. I probably should just download it.
It's free game, man. You don't even have to download it. You can just save it in library.
Yeah.
Say you gonna download it, and whenever you feel like getting it, you can get it.
Okay, cool. All right, then we'll move into the topic so we can kind of keep this thing under a certain time limit that we want. So like we was gonna talk about this last week, we weren't able to get to doing a show, but like why do some of like the heavier fans, especially like the big girls, they get behind like you see, Lizzo's coming out right now. She's definitely a proponent for big girls getting love too, and and they should get that. But what I find very interesting in in celebrity is that these people that start out big and they come out promoting being big, like Monique when she first came out, big as a house. You know what I'm saying? Ashley, what is it? What's the girl? The fucking girl from Nebraska. Sexy as a bitch. The big girl. Fuck is her name? Ashley. What's it? Ashley Graham. when she first came out talking about, you can be big and be beautiful and all this shit. Melissa McCarthy about her being big, and they got behind her, but magically they keep getting smaller every time you see them. So my thing is, like, I'm all for that. You want to be big, and and big is beautiful and all that. Then why are you trying to get smaller if being big is fine? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this just a tool used to sell? Is this a selling tool? That is my question. Is that, is this like a selling tool, or is it's very interesting. Like the weight issue stuff, and they want to ride behind that shit. But what that is? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's like, I don't know, if Snoop Dogg came out like, shout out to all the skinny niggas, and then like he turns into fucking like The Rock and shit. You know what I mean? Like, do you still get by? You still repping for the skinnies? Is the you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just a woman, because women are very subconscious about their weight and about their bodies, especially as they get older. So, what do you make of this situation?
Say almost unattainable bodies and stuff all the time. They're around women that hiring personal chefs and all this stuff, and trainers. They say that, but mentally they're not happy with themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get it off, you gotta think, when they're like celebrities or whatever, they're around women all the time. That's got these small bodies and all the rest of this stuff. If you gotta remember, they gotta go out and eat with them. They gotta do all this stuff with them. And this shit is, you don't work out. Eventually, hopefully, that's gonna like wear off on you. And you be like, you know what, man, I'll start working out with you. But they don't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I'm saying? I just find that very fun. You notice you just look through the lines. Like Monique came in a size 16, I believe, and she's probably down to like, I don't know, a size maybe 6, 7. I don't know.
About being a woman. A lot of her comedy was based around her size.
Exactly. That's what I mean. And then, but you had a lot of people that got behind that. They got behind that charge that you were this big woman, and you didn't give a damn. And this is me. You accept me who I am. So my thing is, like, it's like I don't want to equate. And you know what? Fuck it. This is how I see it. This is I guess my way. I could be wrong, but this is my feel on it. Like the nigga that got C grades, the nigga that got C grades in high school or whatever. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. This is who I am. I'm not able to get any better grades. And then like you got all the other C students. Like, yeah, you know what? He's right. I'm doing everything that I can. And then magically, that C student becomes the valedictorian because he eventually started getting better grades. He started putting more effort into getting better grades. And so now what does he? Can he still speak for the C students?
He don't speak for a C student and be like, well, I had grades and I realized that all I had to do. You know how this shit is.
So can that not be the same thing for these larger celebrities who've had like weight issues? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Big is beautiful until I gotta get smaller. Which one is it? That's all I'm saying.
And they know, and a lot of it, just like musicians, they know they can get more fans if they're smaller.
That's all I'm saying. Like, again, like for you.
How the thing is, man, if they got like managers and all this stuff, they telling them this. They telling them this.
Like for fans, again, like because some fans, that's like the life for them to see somebody that looks like them, who is big as them, and it's like, yeah, they riding for us. But then they start losing weight.
Like me, when I say I like thick Rihanna, I don't like small Rihanna.
Yep.
You know?
I don't like Rihanna's music.
She go back to being small Rihanna. I can't rock with her no more. I like thick Rihanna.
I don't like all the chants and shit that Rihanna bring with the music, but I do like how she looked though, for sure. Damn sure like thick Rihanna. Thick ladies, what's happening?
Yeah, see, look at you. Yeah.
Thick ladies, what's happening? You know, Rihanna, that's one fine white woman right there. Yeah. Piss off everybody.
Really?
Yeah, look at Jeff. Jeff ready to go to war about that shit. No.
Hey, Rihanna better call me, man.
No. Rihanna's bad. That's a bad sister right there. Moving on to the next topic, because I had written it down before Jeff had even sent the thing. But this week, coming out in a magazine issue, Pharrell was wearing this corn on the cob looking wedding dress, or that's what it looked like to me.
That's what they look like.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's like the cover of the magazine is called New Masculinity, and so my question is, well, what is masculinity?
No, my question is, why when they got some shit like this, always a black dude? I don't see these white guys out here wearing dresses and shit unless they had a sex change.
Well, what's the dude that's gonna be the fairy godmother?
All these dudes, man.
What's the dude that just he's an actor or whatever, and he's gonna be, I guess he's gonna be like the fairy godmother or some shit. Some dude, he just recently got like a Emmy. I think he just recently got an Emmy. A black dude, he always wears dresses and he wears like his big ass black hat. I wish I knew. I don't know. In the city of Atlanta name, but yeah, I had seen that, and there is a stigma about, like, as far as what. So it's like, again, what is masculinity? You know, again, we're coming.
It ain't masculinity. You look up the word masculinity. That's not masculinity.
Okay.
That's femininity. Whatever. That's feminist. Feminist shit.
Let's find out. Let's find out what masculinity means. Masculinity definition. Let's find out what.
Go look it up.
All right. Okay. Attributes regarded as characteristics of men. That's one definition. Let's go to another one to see what that says. Hold on. All right. Having qualities appropriate to or usually associated with the man, of relating to or constituting the gender that ordinarily includes most words or grammatical forms referring to males. And let's see, that's all they got there. So I mean, so I guess we define, like, what makes a man masculine in your eyes, Scotland. Is that not a dress? Is that just a different name for it?
And they don't wear those. They don't wear. When do they wear those?
I don't think they wear dresses all the time.
Right?
No, I mean,
They don't wear dresses all the time.
In Scotland, they don't wear those.
It ain't wearing a dress. Dresses are intended for women.
They just chilling and shooting.
I mean, because that question is going to come up, so I like to, pull that. Yeah, so have that. I wanted to keep us on our toes as far as, like, when people try to run that shit, when they say, like, so what about in Scotland? So what? So
they don't wear that on. Yeah, they wear that on, like.
And they're not using it to make a statement.
Yeah, this is a statement. This is used to daggone pretty much say that you could be soft. I don't want to say soft, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like that.
And they got that shit on base.
So
on base, I am not kidding you.
I know that shit.
Listen,
as far as masculinity goes, that shit don't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, wearing dresses, putting on makeup, what you choose to do, and your line of being a man is your business. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that don't really slide. Don't really slide with me. You know what I'm saying? At me as a man wearing that. That I will say.
Don't accept that, then you wrong.
Of course, popular opinion. We live in that. That's where we've come as a society, where you're not able to. You have to go with what's popular, and not like the popular opinion, and not have a mind of your own. They want you to think. They want you to become sheep. Is what that is. And you.
The agenda really pushes forward. Let's go ahead and say that.
Yeah, well, growing up, again, like from where I come from, masculine. Yeah, we don't wear no dress. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Don't wear no dresses, man.
We don't wear
That's the
dress.
same thing when these guys got makeup all on their face and stuff now. Are you acting? It's just like normal dudes with eyeliner and mad makeup. Dude, I kid you not. I can go to the gym on base and they dudes, they got makeup on. You can tell they face is like foundation. They dudes working out with foundation on their face.
Myself included, I need to work on this. Is not caring about what people say and just saying how you feel about things. Because again, if we went with what the popular opinion was at the time, in a lot of cases, maybe slavery would still be involved. Maybe we would still, you know what I'm saying? Like these things, you know what I'm saying? Like again, you gotta have the balls to think outside of. Truthfully, we have to present it before you and stand behind what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like I said, I don't wear no dress. No, I'm not wearing a dress personally. That's just not that shit ain't gonna fly for me. You know, makeup. I mean, whatever they use for any guy that's been on TV has worn like makeup and shit. Roberto, shout out to Berto. You know what I'm saying? Like what? So what do you think about it? Pharrell and this corn on the cob shuttle. What do you call it? This shuttlecocks.
That's about
Fucking dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's. I don't. You say you see it, but I don't see them pushing that shit like that in America like they do on us. They push that shit hard on us.
Right.
Hard. When I was in Japan, real talk, I seen the Japanese dude have on little skinny ass jeans and like they have on female like shirts. Every time I turn around, it's always some fucking black dude, and it's always supposed to be a fascist. Like, that's like Prince type shit. I'm like, that's a bitch shirt. You know what I'm saying?
You call it a bitch shirt.
No, I was looking at the shirt, the dude. I was like, man, that's a bitch shirt, man. That shit got BB on it or something. But they don't know.
And then
you know what I'm saying?
And then he'll bust it.
They wearing American clothes just because it got American stuff on it, but they don't know it's female shirt.
And then he'll
like dudes got baby fat on. And then they don't know like niggas don't wear baby fat. That's for females. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
something crazy like that. And they'll have it on and it be mad tight. You be like, should I say something?
Yeah, and then he'll bust your ass in basketball like Prince did. Straight up.
Man, I don't know about all that, but
no, Ebony, we kind of cut Ebony off, man. Ebony, what was your thoughts on this whole thing about like Pharrell?
Yes, it's a whole hot mess. It was just Pharrell. He ain't going.
But look, just like they say, man.
So now I want to know. We gave our stance. Hold on. We gave our stance on what masculinity is. Eb, what do you feel like? What is masculinity? You up at least for like how the lights hit you.
Trying to make that shit a norm just to walk around the street with foundation on your face.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Yeah. Well, that's why that's just how, again, that's just how we feel on it. Suge, how do you feel about masculinity?
Ebony say that, but she don't get a dude that's gonna be having a man purse.
It's funny, man.
I remember another fucking dude with a man purse. I would have had him already.
I did buy you one on Amazon yesterday, baby. I got him one of the ones with the Griselda gang purse on the shit.
Where? Griselda?
No, Eb, like, so okay, so you're not really, you don't see that as like like the new masculinity as they're proclaiming that to be. It's definitely a conversation piece for sure. But Jeff, go ahead, man. Like you were saying.
Some red girls and muscle. What's masculinity for me?
What I was saying, man, like, I kind of forgot what I was about to say, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time, man. But, so that's just really what we are seeing with in the news. Me personally, you won't catch me wearing that shit that like Pharrell wore, but I know.
Oh, this is what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is, and this is how they doing it. Just like that letter you sent, the Willie Lynch letter, whatever that, you know.
Yeah.
They doing it for the future generation. So when they turn that, let's say my son or somebody else's son, let's say this thing will work. They turn back around, see is dudes wearing fashion. And you know they're gonna be like, all right. When you look at it, how they try to make everybody cool with the same model as we know. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make them be like, well, they were doing it. And you look at most of the fashion person shit then, and overalls and like type shit and all this stuff. They trying to push that shit for the kids behind. That's why it's such a.
You know, we covered a lot of ground. Everything from like LeBron and the China thing. We covered the N word with Gina Rodriguez, and we covered like big girl support, and then of course masculinity. We definitely appreciate what you feel about this, like the show. Comment below on this YouTube link, or like or leave a review on iTunes. For I think, are they getting rid of iTunes on the podcast app? Whatever, just like on the podcast app, Spreaker, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It creates the conversation. You may not necessarily agree with what we have to say on everything, but that's fine. It's okay to have a difference in opinion. Having an opinion shouldn't be a problem in today's society, which it tends to be that way, just because it's not the popular opinion. Everyone has to agree. We don't always have to agree. And that's what creates good conversation and learning, each other's views as to why you feel that way. Me personally, I'm not putting on no fucking dress. That's just me. As a man, I'm not wearing a dress. Hell, there's women that feel like I'm not putting on a dress. You know what I'm saying? So you can take it however you want. You identify what you feel like is masculine, and and standing strong and firm as a man. Life will in itself decide what who you are as a man and as a woman anyway. But you can follow the show through the Romey-Mak YouTube channel. Be on the lookout for Karumbe's YouTube channel and Sugar Booger's YouTube channel in the future. We get those things going for them. You know what I'm saying? Follow the show on Instagram at the official Romey-Mak page. That's the username for that one, and also 2 Cents the podcast. That's another username for Instagram, and of course follow the Facebook page that we have, 2 Cents Podcast Central, where you like different memes and different social issues that'll be up there, and of course content from the show and other shows that are out there. And yeah, I really think that should cover everything. Y'all got anything y'all want to add before we close out? Listening to the show, listening to 2 Cents and on all the other shows. Look out for more interviews coming up on Interview with Rome. Check out, I haven't done a random shit episode in a very long time, man. Get some alcohol together and maybe something to spark up. But be on the lookout for the Locker Room as well. I'm gonna get more structure for that show, and hopefully conduct more shows in the future, and some other things that we got cooking that's coming. I really just appreciate you guys listening to the content, sharing the content, talking, you being word of mouth and speaking it to anybody. So if anybody that is interested in podcasts and interested in dialogue and conversation, where we don't always have to agree on shit and stuff like that, yeah, definitely check us out.
But yo, cut the motherfucking music. Seriously, we want to thank you guys for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next time. But from Romey-Mak, Sugar Booger, and Karumbe, this is 2 Cents. We out. God bless.